We're both big fans of Lautaro Martinez, of course, who is very, very talented. But are you a bit worried by his lack of efficiency? Because he could easily have scored 1 or 2 against Gladbach. And there's a few games now where we watched him and the final product is not there, where he's there for the chances but just can't finish, not clinical enough.
So I struggle with this because here I'm influenced by the analytics folk, and they talk about the fact that people don't have that many chances, and except for certain specific situations, it's just luck and randomness. And other than very, very few people who are outstanding and regularly outperform, like expected goals or whatever, there's no such thing as good finishers. Like, finishing is finishing. It's based on the quality of the chance, as long as he's getting himself in those chances. But more broadly, I don't know that he's a goal scorer. I don't know that he's a center forward. He's not Sergio Aguero. He'll never be Sergio Aguero.
I know, but
I think he's more of a second striker type.
So what, he's not allowed to score goals?
No. He can score goals,
yeah.
But yeah, what? Am I concerned by Inter missing goals? Of course.
No.
Look at Ashley Young.
It's not Inter. It's him. It's him. It's not surely not good enough just to be a very good strike partner of Lukaku and making Lukaku better. That's really good. But surely, if you've got a couple of chances in a game of this caliber, you have to take at least one of them.
Yes, and I can't explain it. But look, of all of Inter's problems, the only issue with Lautaro, I think, is his contract, which hopefully they can sort out one way or another. And I say hopefully without overpaying, because you know me, I'm the person who looks at the numbers, and
you like your
numbers. I want to be. I don't want to bring up Aubameyang again, but I want to look at it and say, all right, I want to pay you a reasonable amount for what I think you're going to produce and to preserve your value, and that's that. I'm more concerned by the fact that I don't want to have a go at Ashley Young. Ashley Young, okay, I'll be honest. Sorry, Ashley, if you're watching. I didn't like him when he played for Aston Villa. I didn't like him when he played for Watford. I didn't like him when he played for Manchester United.
You never liked him, basically.
I didn't like him. I didn't know him. I didn't like him as a player. When he moved to Inter, I thought, oh my God, there he goes. Like he's Conte playing fantasy football with his Premier League stars. Because if you notice, he has a real fetish, right? Moses, Darmian, whatever. Yeah. But he's been a tremendous teammate. He's been a tremendous guy. He's played well. Mostly, given his age and whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I tip my hat to him, because he, by all accounts, I've spoken to people who know him, absolute gentleman, absolute class act. However,
and he even talks with his hands. No, like proper.
He's become very Italian that way. But that said, what is it? In the last 3 games, it feels like 2 colossal blunders. One, obviously, the penalty that he gives away, where he doesn't see the guy coming. And then last night, when he can't turn his body into the right direction, like, I don't know. I hope Conte gets away from this idea that is like this Italian illness, where we assume that simply because players are older, they're not going to make mental errors and they will always be prepared, right? Vidal should teach you that.
Yeah.
Ashley Young should teach you that.
Yeah.
I hope we get more. Obviously, he got a lot of credit last night. He dropped Achraf Hakimi. He went for Darmian. That worked out.
Yeah.
Well done. Right player, right situation. But it doesn't mean that Darmian played better because he's older and he's got more experience. And look, he was at Manchester United. Achraf Hakimi was at small clubs like Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, if you really want to go there, right? And I think that's what this Inter team has to get through to grow. I go back to what I said also about, the back 3. I don't know. Look, I say this after a win, but I also say this after a win because, they beat Gladbach. And I think, they should have had more points at this stage, right? But they beat Gladbach because Conte is a good manager, is a very good manager, very good at executing the system that he has.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that there isn't a better system out there. And this is somebody who's played many systems. And I think that is the only way that this team's really going to grow.
Yeah, versatility. But that might come. Maybe he feels like this is the second season. This is where you make sure that this system is almost perfect, let's say, or at least only in the way the players understand it. And then maybe you can move on to a 4-3-3, to a hybrid by 3, for example, where when you don't have the ball, you go back to a back 4, and when you have the ball, you push and it's only a 3 at the back, something like that. Maybe it's that. But I tell you what, if they don't qualify next week, then we go back to Conte in Europe, Conte in the Champions League, all those failures, all the chance that he missed, all those opportunities that he should have done better and he didn't.
I'll tell you what, I'll go on a limb and say this right now. For the good of Inter, if they don't qualify next week, then I hope they finish fourth and don't do the Europa League. Because you saw what happened last season. They got all the way to the Europa League final, right? Yeah. And it's, I mean, I'm not saying to say it's the reason they didn't win Serie A,
but they lost everything.
But it certainly didn't help.
Yeah, for sure.
I want Conte to have time to work on the training pitch because that is where he does his best work. It's not a coincidence that he was so impressive at Chelsea, for example, in the year that they were out of Europe and he wins a league, right?
Yeah.
That is what he needs. And yeah, a Europa League campaign, I think, given what the 2020-21 season is like, would be hugely damaging to Inter. But time will tell. But yeah, if they go out at this stage, I don't know. He needs to win Serie A or come very, very close this season, I think, to retain the faith of Inter supporters.
I agree.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.